I have been working on this list for the last couple weeks, and it's finally time to make this video. The top 50 baseball players going into 2020. Let's do it. Now, one thing I do want to mention before I get into the video is that this will be a full series. We're going to come out with a video every other day. You guys can see the schedule right now. The final episode, the best players 10 through 1, will come out on Christmas Day, my gift to you guys. And honestly, I'm excited for it. In terms of my rankings, I had 3 key factors of value. The first one is going to be versatility. Second is going to be consistency. And then last but not least, durability. I think that those are 3 pretty key points. And if you guys are going to any sporting events or concerts coming soon, make sure that you use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off. Thank you for sponsoring this video. And without further ado, it's time to start talking about the best players in baseball, starting off with player number 50. There are so many good baseball players on this list, but I'm gonna go ahead and kickstart it with Kirby Yates of the San Diego Padres. If we look at 2018 and combine it with 2019, he has a 1.67 ERA between those 2 seasons, and he had an insane 13.9 strikeouts per 9 in 2019. So I think that this guy, considering he led the NL in saves with 41, he is going to be great yet again going forward. I did want to put him higher on the list, but once I get into it, you guys will understand. Yes, he's really good, but these guys play every single day, so they're a little bit more valuable. Our next player, number 49 in baseball going in 2020, according to Fuzzy, is Yoan Moncada, because the consistency part is not there just yet, but he is going to be great, and I think that he deserves to be on this list. For a while, it looks like the White Sox got swindled when they traded Chris Sale to the Boston Red Sox in exchange for a young prospect named Yoan Moncada. He was not great in the first couple seasons with Boston and the White Sox, but in 2019, he finally settled in with 25 home runs, a 915 OPS, and honestly, my favorite swing in all of baseball. Watch this.
2-1. Yoan drills it. Yoan drills it.
Now that you guys have seen the swing and the upside of this kid, I do have to say the one downside to Yoan Moncada is the fact that his defense is not that great, and also on top of it, I will throw in he strikes out a ton. So if he can cut down the strikeouts like Gleyber Torres did in 2019, we have a superstar in the making. The 48th best baseball player going into 2019 has to go to Austin Meadows of the Tampa Bay Rays. He broke out in 2019 after being traded from the Pittsburgh Pirates. I still cannot believe that happened. Tyler Glasnow and Austin Meadows for Chris Archer. Anyways, we're gonna get off that topic. I am so sorry for bringing it up, Pirates fans. You would think that Austin Meadows, who broke out with 33 home runs, 12 stolen bases, and a 922 OPS, yes, I do love the OPS stat because it's kind of an all-encompassing offensive stat. The higher your OPS is, the better you are as a hitter, so I will talk about that quite in depth throughout the video. But the reason why he's only 48th and just above Yoan Moncada is because Meadows, he's awful in the outfield. I'm hoping that he can turn his career around on the defensive side, but the precedent has been set. For example, former Pirates outfielder Corey Dickerson was in the same predicament as Austin Meadows. He was great with the stick, but awful with the glove. He turned it around, so now his bat is pretty much on par with his glove, and I think that Corey Dickerson actually won a Gold Glove. So if Austin Meadows can do that, he might end up in the top 30s, maybe top 20s in 2021. When I say the name Eugenio Suarez, I'm sure that a lot of people shiver at the fact that he is one of the best, if not the best hitter in MLB The Show, but we're not talking about MLB The Show. This is real life. Eugenio Suarez, his home run count and his OPS has increased every single season since 2016. And in 2019, he broke out with 49 home runs, and he had great defense to tack along with that. So I think going forward, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to repeat that, but now that he has Mike Moustakas in that lineup, maybe he has more protection. Does he hit 55 home runs? Does he hit 60? Not too sure about that, but I think Eugenio Suarez, he's now in the conversation as maybe top 5, top 6 third basemen in all baseball. Definitely has to make the cut as the 47th best baseball player on this list. Now, this one might be a little bit controversial considering I'm putting him ahead of Eugenio Suarez, but Starling Marte has been one of my favorite players for quite some time, so maybe there's some bias, but I'm going to go ahead and state his case. In back-to-back seasons, Starling Marte has been a 20-20 guy, meaning that he's had 20 home runs and 20 stolen bases. On top of that, he has one of the best arms in the outfield throughout the entire MLB, and I just think that he is going to break out even more going forward. It seems like he's kind of the Justin Verlander Verlander of hitters. He's getting better with age, and I think that he's going to be great yet again. A little bit more versatile than Eugenio Suarez considering his speed and arm, and he has great offense as well. So Starling Marte just a little bit ahead of Eugenio Suarez in terms of value, but that might be up for debate, so you guys have to let me know in the comment section down below. Did I get this one wrong? Is Suarez better than Marte? Let me know. Coming in at the number 45 spot, this one was tough, but I had to do it. Paul Goldschmidt, after having a down 2019, will be 45th on this list, and it's hard to put him there because he's a 6-time All-Star. He's a 3-time Gold Glove winner, but in 2019 he had 34 home runs and 97 RBIs, which is great in a down season, but his OPS was sitting at about 821, which is definitely not going to cut it as a top 30-40 player, especially with all things considered. His defense dropped as well, so when the stick is lagging as well as the defense, you can't really put him too high on this list. Now I am hoping for a bounce back season. He is one of my favorite players, so I'm rooting for you, Paul. If anyone is capable of having a bounce back season, it's definitely Goldie, and I'm rooting for you, man. Why am I talking like Paul Goldschmidt is watching this video? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, let's go to the next player. Maybe we'll have to start a new series talking about the most overrated and underrated players going into the next season, and I think that the number one guy on the list for most underrated would be Whit Merrifield of the Kansas City Royals. He had 192 base hits in 2018, and then he even beat that the next season with 206 in 2019, and he rarely misses games. So the reason why he is ahead of Paul Goldschmidt is because the consistency is there, the durability is there, the versatility is somewhat there. He can play a little bit of third base if he wanted to, but he's a great second baseman, and that's why I'm going to put him higher up on this list, because if we're talking about second basemen, there's not really too many elite ones aside from DJ LeMahieu. We have Jose Altuve, Ozzie Albies, and then in that same mix is Whit Merrifield. So congratulations, Whit Merrifield is going into 2020 as the 44th best baseball player on my list. Now, maybe that's not saying a lot, but I think that's pretty cool. I still don't know if I am making the right call right here, because when you say the name Clayton Kershaw, you just know that he is one of the most dominant and consistent pitchers in Major League Baseball history. Now, the one thing I did not mention throughout the video is that this is just a regular season video. We're not factoring in playoffs. We all know that Clayton Kershaw wouldn't even crack the top 100 or 200 best baseball players, or if you're talking about postseason, Juan Soto and Anthony Rendon. They can kind of fill you in if you don't know what I'm talking about. But Clayton Kershaw, he's still pretty good as a regular season pitcher. If we take a look at his 2019 stats, he was still really good with a 3.03 ERA, but the thing that concerns me the most is the fact that his velocity is down and his whip and walks per 9 has gone up in now 4 straight seasons. You do not want to see that as a starting pitcher. For the velocity to go down, for you to walk more guys, which would result in your whip going up, that is not the best, but he's still Clayton Kershaw. He's going to get it done. He's going to be very, very good, and I still think that he has the edge over Walker Buehler, who is going to be an honorable mention on this list. So Clayton Kershaw, did I get that right? Did I get that wrong? Is he better than Buehler? You guys have to let me know in the comment section down below. At the number 42 spot, our next player is going to be Josh Hader of the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, there's going to be an asterisk next to Brewers because I don't know if he is going to be on that same team going into 2020. There's been a lot of talk recently about Josh Hader going to the Yankees. That would be completely unfair. If they get Garrett Cole and Josh Hader in the same offseason, they could lose Dylan Betances and get better. So I'm not sure how many teams can lose one of the best relief pitchers in their history. Yes, Dylan Betances has been that good. It'd be kind of weird to see him in another uniform, but that's all besides the point. This is about Josh Hader. Yes, he had a few blowups in 2019. I think the one that everyone thinks back to is the home run that he gave up to Cody Bellinger. But Josh Hader, I want you guys to really just listen to this. Josh Hader has the most multi-strikeout games through 94 appearances. He also had 16 strikeouts in a row back in 2018. So in 2018, he set the record for most strikeouts in a row. Then in 2019, he set the record for most multi-strikeout games through 94 appearances. If you don't think that he's nasty, I just think that you don't like Josh Hader as a person, which is perfectly understandable. He has a weird past, but Josh Hader at the number 42 spot, he's going to be the highest reliever on this list. And then last but not least for today's video, we're going to talk about 40 through 31 in the next one, so make sure you guys subscribe and turn on your bells for that. It will be coming out. Make sure you do not miss it. But at the number 41 spot, Trey Turner of the Washington Nationals. They just lost Anthony Rendon, so I think that the majority of the offense is going to rely on two different guys. You have Juan Soto and Trey Turner. Do you guys understand that Trey Turner had 19 home runs and 35 stolen bases in 2019? That's pretty good, but he did it in just 122 games. He missed a lot because I believe he was hitting the hand towards the beginning of the season, so he missed a good chunk of games, about 40 games. And that's the only reason why Trey Turner is not higher up on this list, because again, I have three key factors of value: versatility, Versatility, he has that box checked. Consistency, and then also durability, not there as well. His ceiling is so high, you just cannot ignore it. He has to make today's list. 19 home runs, 35 stolen bases in just 122 games. If he can stay healthy, we're looking at a guy that can hit 25 bombs and steal 50 bags. We have not seen that in quite some time. So Trey Turner definitely makes the cut today, just not the top 40. All right, ladies and gentlemen, episode 1 of ranking the top 50 baseball players going into 2020 is complete. If you feel like I got any of these wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. But do not forget to subscribe and turn on those bells because this series is going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you guys did enjoy. If you did, slap a like on this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.